we didn't seem to have any luck at Ayresome, and I think that's gone right through the years, and I'm hoping that the new stadium brings us good luck and we'll go on from there.
What's your first memories there playing at Ayresome Park? You must have some regret about it as well.
Playing here. Just the characters that were in the team at the time. I was only 17-year-old, and I was playing the likes of Rolando, Ugolini, all these absolutely marvellous, terrific characters, and that's what I'll miss about the game. You know, and but I'm sure that we'll go on from the new stadium, and these players will all come again. They'll all come back to the new stadium. I hope so anyway, because it's a final get-together for this stadium, and I hope that we're going to have the same turnout probably when we get in the new stadium. I'd like to see them all together again. Lovely.
Boro's two most famous names played in the same team, and they've been hard to separate ever since. Fullback George Hardwick, an England captain, and Quicksilver centre-forward Wilf Mannion. The two Boro stars always seem to be spoken of in the same breath, even after their playing days had finished. But their careers went in different directions, with only Hardwick opting for management. Boro fans of all generations held them in such esteem. That public demand saw Hardwick and Mannion earn a long overdue testimonial in May 1983. Few will argue that history will dub them the kings of Ayresome Park.
What's your first memories there of Ayresome Park?
Oh, that's simple. My first game for the first team, first division football in the way, against Luton Wanderers. My first kick, I put in my own net. 3 minutes from kick-off, I scored in my own goal. And how can you get a better start than that? it was, fortunately, I guess with being young and having so many brilliant players around me, it didn't make any difference, except that we lost 1-0. But I love this. As I say, I captained the team from 1946 to 51. We played to entertain. We had a brilliant footballing side. We drew record gates wherever we went, and yet we had nothing to show for it, apart from the satisfaction of having always between 35 and 50,000 gates, and the sheer pleasure of playing football at Ayresome Park, with the appreciation we got from the crowds, I wouldn't have chosen to play any place else. All I want to do is do it all over again.
Give us some of the names that you played with at your time in the 30s.
Oh, in the 30s, Bushby, Matt Bushby, Stan Matthews, Tommy Finney, Tommy Lawton, Frank Swift, Harry Hibbs, all the cream.
Some fantastic players there.
They were spoiled for choice. That's what I'm saying. If you didn't play well, you were out. As I said, each position was covered over 4 times. Each position was 4 times. And if you didn't play well, you were out.
What do you think of Brian Robson's team now? Does it rank anywhere in those players?
Oh, no. In today's football, it's all systems, nearly all systems, and natural players could never play through these systems. It had to be done off the cuff. You had to be a brilliant player when you hadn't the ball. You couldn't play systems at all.
And Middlesbrough can expect you at the first home game at the new ground?
Of course, I'll be there, yeah. I wish I had 14-year-old legs, though.
How old are you now?
I'm 77 next month.
And still looking very good, I must say.
OK, thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Out on the pitch, the pre-match watering of the playing surface produced one of the afternoon's lighter moments. 70 skipper Stuart Bone was given a real surprise during a live television interview.
Well, with me now, the captain of that great side of the 70s, Stuart Bone, a man largely responsible for making this fortress Ayresome Park. Great memories of that time.
Very kind of you to say that, yeah, but I think we're getting sprayed with water.
Absolutely soaked here. This wasn't the best place to stand. Sorry about that, Stuart.
It's all right, but it's really nice to be back here again, and I feel a bit tearful about the old stadium coming down, because we had some magnificent times here, and it's nice to see the old lads again, John Hickton, John Craggs, David Mills. I've met them all in the last 10 minutes and I haven't seen them for 15 years, so it's really good to be back and I'm glad Middlesbrough are doing so well.
Middlesbrough's first ever match at Ayresome Park was in September 1903, a 1-0 win over Glasgow Celtic. The North Stand must have been a magnificent sight when Boro moved in, and it served the club well down the ages. Boro were thinking big when they paid £1,000 for Alf Common, a football landmark in the transfer market. Tim Williamson was the goalkeeper on the first day at Ayresome. His 610 appearances are still a club record. The goals of George Camsell dominated the late 20s and 30s as the club suffered a series of promotions and relegations. In 1954, Ayresome Park staged an epic Amateur Cup final second replay when Crook beat Bishop Auckland. The home fans had little to celebrate that season, with relegation and the start of a 20-year exile from the top flight. The ground had a refit in the 60s. The extra work proved timely when it pipped St James's Park to become a venue for the 1966 World Cup. Ironically, the year the club dropped into Division 3 for the first time. That was a one-season nightmare. Boro bounced back at the first attempt. Good reason to celebrate. Three decades on and Boro will begin life at their brand new stadium in the Premiership. Home for the next millennium, a state-of-the-art stadium at Millhaven on the banks of the Tees. A distinct horseshoe design. 32,000 will be the capacity and £16 million is the cost of the largest new ground in the country. Work began in October '94. Brian Robson and George Hardwick presided over the groundbreaking ceremony. Then in stepped Taylor Woodrow Construction. They're tasked to build a new stadium fit for the next century in less than 10 months. Boro's fans have flocked to the visitor centre, making regular checks on the ground's progress.
Well, it's very exciting. In all time I've been coming to see Middlesbrough. I couldn't believe it when the news was announced, and it's just so exciting. Can't wait till next season.
Are the plans you've seen what you expected?
Better than expected, if anything. Better than expected. It's very, very impressive, the size and the design of the stadium. It's a very sort of attractive design. Can't wait.
Very impressive. It just gives you a glow in your heart to actually look at it and think we'll be there next season. Hopefully it's going to be the start of a new era for the club and we can actually go on and win something. Fingers crossed.
Can't wait for this new stand and all the excitement that goes with it, and I just hope we get the success that all the Boro fans deserve. So long awaited,
That should be good for the development in this area, won't it? From being a completely derelict area, especially when they're bringing all the training pitches on and all that around the dock. That'll make it a decent area.
The 132-acre site provided by the Teesside Development Corporation has been transformed, and Boro are on the way to a new home, boasting some of the best equipped facilities of any football ground in Britain. The name for the new stadium was unveiled at the final day at Ayresome Park.
Here we go, with the naming of the new stadium. The ex-players are ready to tear up the squares here and reveal the name in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! The winning goal, Riverside Stadium.
It was nearly time for Brian Robson and his side to take the stage. The question was, how would the champions-elect cope with the expectation? But first there was one more pre-match ceremony.
been a unique day celebrating Boro's past, but from now on, this afternoon is all about the future. Can Brian Robson complete a magnificent start in football management by leading Boro into a new league as well as a new stadium? We've had a superb hors d'oeuvre. Now it's time for the main course. And what a fantastic reception. These supporters have been wound up all afternoon. They've been here an hour and a half, most of them, waiting to get their heroes onto the field. Great scenes and everything to play for. The manager's presence on the pitch is absolutely vital, of course. Robson's recurring calf problem has confined him to the dugout for the last 4 games, but his drive and inspirational qualities never more needed. In fact, it's a full-strength Boro side.